that was obviously a great win for us. We faced a GW team that played really, really hard tonight and played really well, especially early in the game. Their defense had us on our heels a little bit with what they were doing, switching ball screens, and it affected our defense on the other end. Felt like they were trying to physically overwhelm us, and they did that a little bit in the first half, whether it be just getting to the rim or going in offensive rebounding. So our guys really stuck together at a key time in the second half when it was close to getting out of hand, and we were able to get some stops and get some easy baskets. And I think at one point we had 10 stops in a row, and that's really what got us back in the game. So a great overall team effort. Certainly need to highlight the play by Luke Lowy. Everyone's going to see the scoring that he did, which was terrific, but he also guarded Bishop the entire game and did a phenomenal job on him. So great win for us.
First of all, what does this mean to you coming out of the quarantine to get a win, especially get it like you got it?
Yeah, I think it's going to give our team a lot of confidence. We showed some really good stuff down at Old Dominion, and at the same time made a lot of mistakes that I think really made it hard for us to win that game in the end of the day. We took a little bit of time to kind of reflect on some things that we could do to simplify it for our guys and try to just get back to being really solid and playing really hard. And I think that we looked like a really young team a lot tonight, and they were really taking it to us, and it took us a little while to respond. And to our guys' credit, they did. I think this is going to give them a lot of confidence because, as we've talked about, we have a lot of guys on the floor that haven't played a lot of minutes, whether they're the young guys that we're playing, but even some of our older guys, they just haven't played a ton of minutes yet. So to have success is going to help us, with our confidence.
It seemed like the difference between the first and the second half was that offensively you stopped depending on the perimeter and going aggressively to the basket. And on the defensive end, you stopped letting them go to the basket and made them go to the perimeter. What did you do differently to flip-flop that on both ends of the floor?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think you're absolutely right, Marty, and sometimes it is as simple as that. I think in the first half, from a defensive standpoint, we got a little bit spread out. We weren't taking as much ownership in guarding the ball and really trying to shrink the floor and keep them out of the paint, and we did a much better job of that in the second half. We had guys driving in there and there wasn't anywhere to go, or guys driving it in there. We got our hands on the ball as it was being driven and knocking it out of bounds, and that kind of stuff really helped us keep them away from the rim. The other thing it led to was less offensive rebounding opportunities for them because those jump shots, they didn't have as many guys around the basket. From an offensive standpoint, we got really, really stagnant in the first half against our switches on the ball screen, and we settled for some jump shots. We weren't getting to our next action. We weren't really attacking the paint, and then Luke and Yuri in particular, really, really made a point to get to the rim and attack, and we were able to do that. And for us, a team that's going to rely on making a lot of threes, we didn't shoot the ball well from three tonight, and for us to come up here and put up the points we did is a credit to those guys.
Talk about Luke's game in particular. He played with so much confidence on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, Luke is as good an all-around player as there is in our league. Like I said, his offensive production is what everybody's going to look at, and rightfully so. And really, he just willed us back into the game a couple of times by just going to the rim, and he had some tough finishes. They have some really big bodies down there, whether it be their guards or their front court guys. And then, as I said, the defensive effort that he did on Bishop for the entire game was phenomenal. And Bishop is a really, really talented player, can score in a variety of ways, and Luke loves that challenge of guarding the other team's best guys. And it's really fun to watch him. And like I said, from an all-around player, there's not much more you can ask for a guy than what he gives us.
And Bishop had some good moments too, but looked like Luke did a great job on him, especially in the second half. Um, talk about that last play. I'm sure they knew that's what you were going to do because you had just done it with Luke on the play before. But, talk about why you decided to go to that again.
Yeah, and we just tried to get the same thing out of a little different formation and, get him the ball going to his right hand. He made an unbelievable finish. I mean, that was really good defense. And, Luke went in, took the contact and finished over the top. And, at that point in the game, we were going to go to Luke or we were going to go to Yuri. And basically the play was set up for Luke to get his opportunity to go take a drive and get to the rim. And if he didn't feel like he had anything, we had Yuri there to kick out, and then it was going to be his opportunity. So it was a heck of a finish for him, and that's that's what you need to have happen when you're in a big game like that, in a close game.
Just two more things. First of all, why was Connor out tonight?
He was out. We mentioned this in the pregame. He was out, non-COVID related illness, but he's recovering from that and should be back soon.
And I take it not having him and being a little cold from the outside, that kind of affects how much you really wanted to go to that in the second half.
Yeah, anytime you're missing a guy that plays significant minutes, it's, someone else needs to step up and make some plays. And we certainly had guys that did that. We got some really good contributions from some guys tonight. Obviously, it was great to have Thornton back in the lineup, and he played a ton of minutes for us. And I thought he really gave us he really gave us great leadership in the second half when we needed it. And he wasn't playing his best, but he was really able to get our team on track. And then, I thought Thatcher Stone did some really good things for us, especially in the first half. He got the foul line a couple of times when we didn't have anything going, and was able to just kind of let us hang around a little bit. And he's had some really good practices the last few days, and it was good to see him go out there. And then Quentin Blair, again, just made some big offensive rebounds and played with toughness and really helped us as we were, a man down tonight.
And then good and bad. How did the layoff, the quarantine affect you tonight?
Well, the good thing was, like I said, I think it gave us a chance to just kind of assess where we are, and we knew that we were going to have some time. Number one, in the quarantine, and then number two, when you come back. I mean, we did have close to a week of, 4 or 5 days of practice, so close to a week of practice. That certainly helped us in terms of just being able to really solidify what we wanted to do in prep for our games here. And so that was good. I think the bad is, I think when the game started, it looked like we hadn't played in 16 days. And, I think we were a little bit winded and they kind of took it to us. And like I said, that's a long time to go without playing a game, especially when we only played one. So, we had hoped that the guys would be able to kind of get themselves through that first wave of fatigue, and they were able to do that. So that was great.
Well, congratulations. That was fun to watch, and I'm sure it's going to be a nice bus ride back.
Thanks, Marty. These bus rides are always better, that's for sure.